Well, it was a continuation of this conversation that we started. You know, everybody says, have you learned what? How much have you learned from Talk with Bob over these years? I said, I've learned nothing, because we started having this conversation exactly as we are right now, except it was 30 whatever odd years ago. And every time we've come at it, it has been the same process of, we have this story, we have this theme that we want to examine. I know what I am willing to follow my own trajectory on this and see, here's what I think I've discovered. That has nothing to do with what Bob has in his head. Because we could say, well, like on this movie, I said, we want to establish the history of this house and have it really be this character in it, a three-dimensional space. How can we do that? And Bob can say, well, let's just never move the camera. You know, you wouldn't think of that right off the bat, but that is a way in order to just establish this from the norm. Because Bob's a guy who says, well, anybody can shoot that, so he's got to figure out some new way of doing it. And then that's a luxury for us, because we trust Bob completely.
Yeah, Santa Barbara.
Oh, boy.
Awesome. Santa Babs.
Congratulations.
Thank
Have a
you.
great night.
We said if we could just all work together all the time, we'd be very happy. Because it's just speaking in shorthand, and we all get each other. We were all making the same movie, because as we know, sometimes our visions are different, and you're like, oh, I thought we were making that movie and you made that one. No, we were all on the same page, and the way we work is very similar, all of us.
Rekindling that on-screen chemistry with him, was that easy?
We just have it. We just have it, and we giggle all day long. Just laugh, laugh, laugh. Yeah, we're like brother and sister.
And lastly,
There's no rekindling. It just is, you know. Hey, what are you doing? I'm doing this. Blah, blah. You know, we keep up with each other, what we've done. We don't see each other that very much. But it's that kind of, it's an all-encompassing, a nanosecond is all that we need to take in all the history that we've had, and also all the stuff that we've seen her do. I mean, she went off and did House of Cards. She's director. We've all had, and we just come back again and pick up right where we left off.
how was it seeing the de-aged version of the younger version of yourself and the older version?
The first time you do it, you kind of go, wow, there's some octopopoptitude, but then you just get used to it as a tool. And it's amazing. Usually you do this kind of stuff, and you got to wait 6 months later after post-production in order to see how it works. We saw it in real time, right then and there. So the wow factor goes away after a while, and all you're looking at is, are we manifesting this age in an appropriate manner? Not only is our posture right, is our movement correct, is our voices right, but also what are our eyes showing? Are our eyes showing this jaded mileage that we actually have inside it, or are we communicating sort of like the one? Because you can't fake that, unfortunately. I wish you could.
Lastly,
Not looking for it. What we're all just doing is kind of like stumbling around and trying to find that thing that we all can understand.
It got slightly better, but they're really good to begin with. So, you know,
seeing all the actors like de-aged and then also in the future, what was that like for you?
It was, it filled me with existential dread. Yeah, because you see yourself young and you see yourself as you are. And I really recognize the young guy. It happens in real time, so you can look at the monitor and see yourself, and you look like you're 23, and then you look and you see this 50-year-old man that you don't know who he is. I mean, you're like, what happened? That guy I remember.
Yeah, I know Bob Zemeckis did 8.
also must see because it's a movie that's not every It's very